welcoming to the stage her opponent from the red corner, Watcharaporn, Poon Inter. Please ask everybody to raise and pay your respects to the Thai national anthem, please. ขอเชิญทุกท่านยืนขึ้นนะครับเพื่อเคารพเพลงชาติของนักมวยด้วยนะครับขอขอบคุณคุณนฤทธิ์สิงห์วังชานะครับท่านเป็นนายกสมาคมชักเยอะแห่งประเทศไทยนะครับแล้วก็ขอขอบคุณที่สนับสนุนวงการมวยนะครับท่านก็เป็นพ่อพระวงการมวยเนี่ยแหละครับขอขอบคุณคุณนฤทธิ์สิงห์วังชามากครับขอบคุณทาง PAT นะครับผมแชมป์แพทนะครับAnd now it is time for the PAT Female Atomweight title. Introducing to you first, find out the blue corner, representing Thailand. With a professional boxing record of 10 victories and only 1 defeat. Please give it up for Muthita Singmanasak Gym. And her opponent, finding out the red corner. Also representing Thailand with a professional boxing record of 11 victories and only 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Watcharaporn, Poon Inter. And your referee in charge of the action once it begins, Ajahn Warawut Duen Khao. And the 3 judges going ringside, Ajahn Thanakorn Kantong, Ajahn Chris Sanyadet, and Mr. Carlos Costa.
Hello everybody, welcome back. And here we go, we have our first title fight of the afternoon. It is for the PAT Female Atomweight title. It is Watcharaporn Poon Inter taking on Muthita Singmanasak Gym. These 2 ladies have great records. So 12 fights on the record of Watcharaporn Poon Inter, 12 fights on a record, 11 victories, 1 defeat, no draws. And then Muthita with 11 fights on her record, only 1 defeat, 10 victories and no draws as well. This should be a very good fight, Jimmy. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, we've seen these 2 fight before as well. They're very slick. They like to get the jab going. And, you know, one of the interesting things here is this is the first time that they're fighting for the PAT Female Atomweight title as well. So very slick boxers, like to use that jab as well. So let's see if they really set up those right hands with the jab. I mean, they're doing a great job for the opening round to just really keep that jab going.
Yeah, 100%. Again, a bit of a stalemate here with these 2 just trying to let their jabs do the talking at the moment. Taking it very slow, trying to find the range with the jab. Missed there, but connecting.
Yeah, I mean, good right hand landed as well, but this is what it is. The first round should be a battle of the jabs and the battle of the range. You've got to get as much information as you can on your opponent, and the best way to get that range is just by setting everything up the jab.
There you go again. Watcharaporn just commanding the centre of the ring at the moment, holding centre of the ring very well, and just edging back and forth, trying to cause a lot of disruption there for Muthita, who is trying to just sort of stay on the outside. Now she has centre of the ring though, Jimmy.
Well, this is the interesting thing. We were talking about holding centre of the ring in fights. Now, if you hold the centre of the ring, you've got to dominate that centre of the ring as well, or at least make it look like you're dominating to your opponent. But if you're holding center of the ring and not really doing anything with it, then Muthita doesn't really have anything to worry about, because all you have to do is stay active enough, and like you mentioned, jab to that body as well. A big right hand landed upstairs by Muthita as well. So this is exactly what Muthita needs to do. Just be a little bit more active, but a nice jab by both these fighters as well. So we're going to get some action replays right now. So here you see both fighters almost just kind of tangling up, smothering one another with their combinations, And that is something you are going to see when both fighters have a very similar style. Both fighters have that style of the jab with the right hand. There's nothing too fancy going on here. They're doing exactly what they need to do. Using that jab as often as they possibly can and then trying to set everything up with a big right hand as well. But like we said, Watcharaporn was holding the center of the ring early on, but to me, it didn't really achieve that much. I think Muthita did exactly the right thing by dancing around left and right and trying to find some openings. I'd like to see them both jab to the body just a little bit more, though.
Yeah, you could call that not a very interesting round, but for the real, boxing fans, that's just how a first round normally gets started. And just touching on outside fighters, I mean, it is possible to be an entertaining outside fighter, really, isn't it, Jimmy? I mean, the one that I love that springs to mind, we thought of this when he fought Ryan Garcia, was Gervonta Tank Davis, who just loved to go on the back foot and just kind of find the right angle. And it had a really good way of just, hitting his opponent with punches and just getting out of the way and using the outside of the ring to his advantage.
Yeah, being an outside fighter is very hard to be entertaining sometimes, because if you're only a counterpuncher, you're relying on the fact that your opponent is willing to come forward. Now, obviously, one of the best boxers in the world is Floyd Mayweather, and he's a back foot fighter. However, in the early rounds, he's going forward. He's trying to walk through you, and that is a difference here. You can't just be a counterpuncher if you're against somebody who isn't willing to throw shots. And here we see right now Watcharaporn just charging towards Muthita. So this is what Muthita wants. She wants Watcharaporn to walk towards her, and she's looking for that counter with the right hand.
Yeah, she definitely is. Just trying to jockey for the center of the ring. Muthita backing off right now, sort of using her lateral movement to step around Watcharaporn, but Watcharaporn cutting her off. She's got Muthita in a very awkward position in her own corner.
You can actually see Watcharaporn as well. She's loading up that right hand. She's marching forward with the jab. She's faking the jab, and she's trying to throw that big right hand. Is Muthita wise to it? And you can see she is, because she actually stepped round to the opposite hand of her opponent. So Muthita is reading Watcharaporn well, but Watcharaporn to me is being more active here.
Yeah, Watcharaporn definitely being much more active and more aggressive on the front foot.
I mean, Watcharaporn is winning in the judges' eyes at the moment, in my view, because she's coming forward, and there's that big right hand. She's being loaded up now. Both fighters, rather than taking a back foot, just starting throwing left and right, and the crowd going wild for that one. 10 seconds to go here, Ali.
Yeah, good burst of action from Watcharaporn. Good right hand, though, on the back foot, and that is the end of round number 2. Replays coming very shortly, and then we'll head into round 3. This one's really heating up at the moment. So you've got Muthita in the blue and Watcharaporn in the red. Watcharaporn here, landing with the right hand, and then going over the top of the left hook. She was really aggressive on the front foot in that second round and did smother Muthita at times, but Muthita very good on the back foot as well, and just landing that right hand down the middle.
I mean, I think it's something similar to what you said, where both of their styles almost cancel each other out to an extent, because I think they're doing almost the same thing, but they've just got a very different guard when they do it. So with Watcharaporn, she's got a very nice amateur style. She's got very nice high shoulders. She holds her guard out very strong, and she's kind of marching towards you in a skipping movement. Muthita, on the other hand, is on the back foot, but also looking for the same shot selection as well. So both fighters are looking for the same shots. However, Watcharaporn is coming forward, Muthita is moving backwards.
Touch of gloves here, and here we go, round number 3. I mean, Watcharaporn with a much more aggressive style in the earlier rounds, or the 2 previous rounds, that is. But can she keep a hold of Muthita, who's been very slippery on the back foot, landing that right hand twice now in a row to start this third round.
And eventually it takes the gas away from you as well. If you're constantly trying to find your opponent, punching air is a lot more tiring than punching somebody's guard as well. And I think that's what Watcharaporn has been doing. She's been punching the air quite a lot. But both of these fighters keep smiling at one another. I'm pretty sure they've trained with each other. I'm pretty sure they've sparred with one another, because you can tell that they know each other's weaknesses quite early on.
Yeah, they both seem very apprehensive to engage at times too.
And that tends to be a respect thing as well. If you've sparred with one another, if you're the same weight class and you're in female boxing in Thailand, the chance of you sparring or fighting each other previously is very, very likely. So I assume these two know each other quite well.
Watcharaporn come on in the front foot, landing her straight punches in a row. Stumbling Muthita, who goes down. Referee Watcharaporn ruling that as a knockdown. She did stumble pretty heavily to the canvas.
That to me was a knockdown. That was a beautiful combination landed by Watcharaporn. I think Muthita just got a little bit too complacent there. She started playing with the audience, playing with the crowd, and then allowed herself to get too hit. And here we are, Watcharaporn coming alive once again. Beautiful combinations. Watcharaporn has really played the timing game here, and you can see Muthita is shaking her head. She doesn't want to go for it. She's got welts on the right of her hand, and the referee jumping in and stopping this fight. It looks like they were friends before, but then in that ring, they just tried to take one another out. And that is that classic situation. Let's see some action replays here. So this was that moment where Watcharaporn just marched towards her opponent and gave her a left and a right and eventually tumbled Muthita to the canvas. And I think that was just way too much, way too intense. And all it took was one big shot to get through. And the difference here was Watcharaporn had a killer instinct. She tried to finish the fight in comparison to Muthita. Muthita was looking for the counter. Watcharaporn was looking for the win, and that's what we saw. Let's go to Peter Denman with the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the time of 1 minute and 49 seconds by way of TKO in the third round, your winner, the red corner, the new PAT champion. Victory lands with each quake. เป็นแชมป์ใหม่นะครับของแชมป์แพทนะครับรุ่นฟีเมลAtomweightนะครับผมแชมป์คนใหม่ครับวัชราพรปุ่นอินเตอร์ครับ the new champion of the PAT Atomweight title วัชราพรปุ่นอินเตอร์